This is my life. Actividad 3, Español 2. All right, that is this one. Hola, mis estudiantes. Este es Mr. Señor. Um, these are the notes for Español 2. I recommend copying and saving this document into your Google Drive where you keep your notes for Spanish class. Last week we learned the verbs ser, to be, was or were in the past tense, ir a, to go to, went to in the past tense, dar, to give, gave, and ver, to see, saw. The reason I taught these ones first is because, first of all, they have their own separate verb endings, and they're very, very similar to one another. Ser and ir a, the only real difference is the preposition a, and dar and ver are nearly identical except for the first letter. So I teach them together so that we can get what I consider the hard ones out of the way and we can do the stuff that makes a little more sense this week. I would consider these super irregular verbs in comparison to what we're going to learn for the next few weeks in terms of verb endings. Um, so this from here on out, the verbs I'm going to teach you are going to end in these endings: iste, o, imos, and ieron. They will not have accents. I'm going to be reiterating this throughout the next few weeks that irregular verbs in the preterite tense do not have accents. So we got to make sure we leave those off. Tener means to have, had in the past tense. The stem becomes tuv. Yo tuve, I had. Tu tuviste, you had. Él tuvo, he had. Nosotros tuvimos, we had. Ellos tuvieron, they had. Saber means to know or find out. So the preterite tense would be knew or found out. The stem is soup in the past tense. I always say, she found out her mom packed her soup for lunch. Found out in the past tense. Yo supe, I knew. Tu supiste, you knew. Él supo, she knew. No, ella supo, she knew. Nosotros supimos, we knew. Ellas supieron, they knew. Or found out. It has two meanings depending on the context. Querer means to want. If you wanted something bad enough, you'd give it a quis. Yo quise, I wanted. Tu quisiste, you wanted. Él quiso, he wanted. Nosotros quisimos, we wanted. Ellos quisieron, they wanted. Poner means to put, place, or set. The stem is pus. The yo form kind of sounds funny, but I promise you it doesn't mean anything bad. Yo puse, I put. Tu pusiste, you put. Él puso, he put. Nosotros pusimos, we put. Ellos pusieron, they put. Hacer means to make or do. Our stem is is. My students often joke that it looks like eek, and it's not. It is is. Um, there's a little funky thing that happens here with conjugation. I'll explain that in a moment. Yo hice, I made or I did. Tu hiciste, you made or you did. Ella hizo with a Z. The reason is if you keep the C here, it would be eco, which means hiccup. So we have to change the C to a Z here, and it maintains the pronunciation of this sound throughout the conjugations. Nosotros hicimos, we made or we did, and ellos hicieron, they made or they did. If you have any questions, you can email me at gmakoski@nrwcs.org.